Hey, welcome to another edition of Kyle Meredith with. It's the interview series presented by WFPK at WFPK.org. Consequence and the Consequence Podcast Network. Thanks as always for making your way here, for checking out the episode. Please do hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with the entire series. I do 3 new interviews every single week, a new one every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So it's a great way to keep up with your favorite artists, discover those new ones. You can do so any place that you get podcasts from. That includes Spotify, Apple Podcast. You can grab us at NPR, WFPK.org, Consequence, YouTube right here for the video versions, or anywhere you get your podcast from. You can subscribe to Kyle Meredith with. That's me, Kyle Meredith. Today, excited. Eduardo Franco is here. You know Eduardo, possibly from Stranger Things and his many roles throughout the past few years. He's back starring in Jake Johnson's new movie that Jake Johnson wrote, directed, and stars in. It's called SelfReliance. It tells the story of a man who is sort of living a mundane life. And on his way to work one day, a limo pulls up, and Andy Samberg is in it as Andy Samberg, with the only instructions of, "Do you want to get in?" And upon getting in, and he learns that he has an opportunity to play a game, a reality game, and possibly win $1 million, but it's a dark web reality game with his life on the line. Eduardo plays a production assistant and then some. And we're going to talk about how he landed the role, coming up with the tone of the character, which is one of my favorite things about the movie. There's so many good things about this movie. It really is one of my favorite films of all year. It's one of the most original ideas, and it's so much fun to watch. So I want to hear a little bit about the process of getting in there and working with Jake Johnson. So we'll hear all about that. We'll kind of get off the rails on some of the bigger themes of the movie, and I'm going to ask him about Stranger Things 5. You know, the original cast photo did not feature him. A lot of mystery, people wondering, is he in it or not? So I'll be asking that one. And he's got a part in the upcoming A24 film called Y2K. So we'll get a little bit of that as well. All that and more as we talk self-reliance. It's Kyle Meredith with Eduardo Franco.
I'm looking at the Ren and Stimpy little figures you got there. That's dope.
Uh-huh.
Those
I
are
kept
awesome, man.
I kept hearing there was going to be a reboot, and it just never came around. But
Never came around. The
we
the
can hope.
the the OG's still good. You know what I mean? Still
That's
good.
right. That's right.
Nickelodeon or MTV, wherever you experienced it.
Uh-huh. Yeah, a little bit of
Yeah,
both. A little bit of both.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
man, it
yeah.
is so good to talk to you. Of course, been a fan over the past few years, but especially this new movie with Self-Reliance. One of the most originals, movies that I've seen, at least in a while. It's so fun. Everybody is so good on this. How does a movie like this get pitched to you? How did it arrive to you?
Let's see how did it arrive to me. Wendy O'Brien, the casting director. I've had the pleasure of getting to work with her and know her because of just early on when I first started. She called me in for auditions, and we just she's a fun, real cool casting director. Going to her office is always a blast because if it's a comedy or whatever, she's always open to playing around and stuff and goofing off and maybe even taking it a little further than the script. It's hilarious. So it's super fun. She, I guess, told Jake and them the that she was like, oh, maybe put Eduardo in there for this part, and then uh, I guess they hit up my people. Then my people were like, yo, let's get the Eduardo. They want to try and get you in this movie. I had a little Zoom meeting like this with Jake, and he was just like, yeah, it's a chill little part, but it'll be fun. He was like, I promise it'll be fun. He was like really worried and concerned that I'd be like, oh no, I can't do this. Are you kidding me? But I don't. I was like, man, of course, dog. Like, let's work, man. Let's do something. Let's get something done. And um, so yeah, then finally it came in, and it was time to work, and it was dope, man. It was a blast. It's like a couple days out of my life. It shot out here in SoCal, so it was nice. Didn't have to fly out anywhere to shoot something. Everything always shoots out of town, somewhere else in the world. So it was nice to actually get to work here. But yeah, it was dope, man.
Yeah, and so you play the production assistant ninja, depending on
Yeah,
who we're talking to, who's naming who on this part. But
Yeah,
I mean, so and it's such an interesting character. Like it's true, like there's not a lot of allotted screen time by the end of it, but you make so much use of the screen time that you have, and it becomes so memorable, like instantly.
that's dope.
Like what, like is it all on the page? Is there character development? I mean, how did you come up with the tone?
Dude, no, man. That I pre First of all, I appreciate you saying that, man. That's very sweet of you. I'm glad it, sort of did resonate or pop with you, because you're right. It's like I'm sprinkled in, the movie, but what you call it? So as far as like how did we come up with the tone or whatever, I remember shooting it a couple different, like the first day we tried like a couple ways where it was like the creepy version, obviously what ended up, in the final cut, and then there was like a more playful version because it was like, we're the PA ninjas, and we don't normally say anything to the contestants, but because we were like such huge fans of him because we believed in him, that's why we like broke out of the shadows and we're like, hey man, we're just big fans of you. So there was a version that was a little more playful and more like, yeah, I'm a big fan of yours. But then there was like that creepy one that where it was like really like dead, really like just straight to the point. And I'm glad they did go with that one because I think just because it's kind of we're taking it kind of very serious. I think that's what makes it funnier. Is
Yeah.
is really playing the part of like the creepy, stealthy ninja that's just whispering to you. And I think that naturally made it funnier as opposed to coming in and trying to make it funny.
I mean, that's it's like one of the great one-on-ones of comedy, right? You've got to believe it. It can't,
Yeah,
like you've
yeah.
got to own it, like whatever that is.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's always a gamble, I think. You never know, at least for me, I never know if it is actually funny or not until like someone else says like, "Oh, that's good," or "Oh, that is funny," or if like I hear someone else behind the camera laughing, if it's whether it's cam operators or something, a grip or something, like if they're chuckling or something, I'm like, okay, we're doing something right. These people, they're hard at work, and the fact that they still got a funny bone in them and they can process it during the job, I'm like, oh, all right, we're getting something done here.
That's it.
So yeah.
Yeah. I want you to know that not long after we watched the movie is so I watched the movie here and my wife is right next to me and we this was just last night and
Yeah.
time passes. We're in, we're watching it from the bed. She falls asleep. I get up out of the bed, leave the room. I come back, and the first thing I do is lean over her. Are you sure you want to go to sleep now?
Yeah.
Like it's already worked its way
Yeah.
into just like the
Yeah.
everyday. Like
Oh, that's dope. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's good, man. I'm glad it's popping out of the screen, man. Because that's so funny. Me and my friends always joke about when we watch a movie and you just adopt this new personality now. Yeah.
yeah,
So
it's
so
right
it's an
there. It's
honor
already
to
happening.
it's an honor to be, a new personality in your life. You know what I mean? That's dope. That's really
Feel like you've
cool.
probably done that a few times with some of your roles, but this is the latest one definitely with what's going on here. You know, what can we say about this too? Because and of course I'm going to explain a lot of the log line and everything in our intro, but how do you see this? Because you have this dark web game and sort of thinking about what this movie says, right? Like
Mhm.
there's those moments of how far can we push reality TV? I think even going back to like Running Man in the 80s, like that
Ah,
Schwarzenegger,
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like there's a bit of that, a little Truman Show, a little Under the Silver Lake. Like like for you, I mean, I don't know. It's almost like a corny question, but what is the message you get from this story?
Oh, I mean, I guess, Jesus, I wish I could. God, I wish I like went to college or something so I could word things better. But uh, I think it's um I think the movie's intention and everything is like, I think the whole plot of the game show and the stakes and the bounty on his head and all that. I think that is the backdrop on this average everyday a guy. You know what I mean? That is that is enduring the struggles of everyday life. It's like going to work, having the same schedule, and then also people going in and out of his life, whether it's his father or it's like a long-term relationship, with this lady that ends up just walking out of his life, and then also never truly getting to the end of the mystery. You know what I mean? Like his mystery's always been like, why did my father leave? And it's like, why did my girl leave? Like never actually facing the reality that he's living. And so I think that that's what separates this movie, makes it a little, it's that's what gives you this original like experience watching this one, is like, sure, there's the plot of everything, the stakes are there, it's creepy, you're wondering like, oh Jesus, because as the days keep like ticking, you're like, he's getting closer, but it's also getting freakier, like what's going to
Mhm.
happen now? But at the same time, like he's also dealing with his own struggles while surviving, and it's kind of dope to see that, because I feel like we do that as people, but we're not aware of the fact that we're multitasking all these hard things that we call life, man. We're dealing with multiple struggles at once.
Yeah,
I don't know if that answers your question, but
it
I think
does.
that's, yeah,
I mean, there can't be a wrong answer to sort of your own take to begin with, but I was the way it plays with us, the way the movie plays with us, as is he crazy or is he not? Because that's set up
yeah,
right from the beginning. Like
yeah,
I started thinking about those. Do you ever know? Do you know the people who think they're God?
yeah.
Yeah, like there are people, and that's what I started thinking about. Like, what if because that's
They're in a game show. What if they're playing this game that's, yeah, that we don't know about? What if there's cameras following them and that we can't see?
right.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, those guys are also like cult leaders, wouldn't you call so,
A
so
lot of them
I
are.
mean,
There's some that are just like everyday people walking around and they think they're God. And like
yeah,
they're convinced of it, It's like earthquakes happen across the world because I changed my route today. It's
that's people that believe in astrology too. That's them. It's them thinking the world revolves around them,
right.
because of the star alignment of when they were born or something, whatever
Yeah.
that's supposed to mean. Yeah.
Just the
I don't
idea of
know,
like,
dog.
yeah, if you get one of those people and they're in a game show, they'd be like, of course I'm in a game show. Of
Yeah.
course. Yeah, it's yeah.
That would be way too on the nose and too perfect for somebody like that, who is already like in that state of mind of like, I am a god, and then you just put them on a game show and say the cameras are on you. That's just way too much power to give them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
yeah, right. Like
I don't
it's
know if the PA ninjas are gonna jump out of the shadows and like root for him. You know
You're
what I
not one
mean?
of
I
our
think they're
favorites.
gonna be like, yeah, no, no, ain't nobody giving that guy clues. They're gonna they're gonna wait and see the big tall dude with the Michael Jackson
Yeah.
jacket choke him out.
So
Sorry, that might be spoilers, so cut that out.
yeah, no, so if yeah, if Andy Samberg pulls up in a limo and asks you to get in, do you get in? Do you get in?
Oh, dude, that I don't know. That is like, it depends what state of mind I'm in. It depends what point in my life I'm in,
Mhm.
because I feel like, because dude, that is crazy. Saying that out loud sounds insane. Andy Samberg in a limo says, "Get in." Oh man, depends where I'm on where I'm headed to. You know what I mean? If I'm like on my way to like a doctor's appointment
Mhm.
or a dentist appointment, then yeah, I'm getting in. I'd much rather have an excuse not to go. You know what I mean? But it's like if I'm on my way to a job or something, and it's then I'm like, ah man, I don't want to let anybody down. I don't want to, I don't want to be that guy.
Right.
Or at least, hey, can we like, can he vouch for me, or like, right, give me a real excuse, something, I don't know. And
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say I'm like Andy Samberg isn't enough for me to jump in the limousine, you know what I mean? But man, if he says jump in the limousine and let's hop on a boat. Let's do it, man.
I mean, yeah, especially if he says, "Let's hop on a boat."
Or if he's like, let's go watch fucking Chronicles of Narnia. I'm like, yeah, let's go do it, dog. Hell
Let's
yeah.
go. Man, it is such a fun movie. And again, I say that about so much of the stuff that you've been in. Of course, we mentioned Stranger Things. There's a lot of mystery. There's a lot of mystery about your characters. There's a lot of mystery about your real life right now, I should point out, because the internet's a bit chatty right now that there is a cast picture, but you're absent. You're not in the cast picture that we're seeing
Oh, and
for Stranger
the
Things 5, yeah.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I mean I'm 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 here. Yeah. I'm here. I'm at home, man. I'm
It-
chilling.
yeah. Is that something you can say? Are you in the new season?
I haven't gotten a phone call.
All right.
That's all that's literally
See,
I wish I knew more. You know what I mean? I
yeah.
haven't gotten a phone call.
No, I say this. I've talked to enough of the cast members where I understand certain words have to be said in certain ways, regardless. So I understand.
No, 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 straight like this isn't like me like oh like trying to keep a mystery. Dog, I haven't gotten a phone call.
All right.
Like
That's
I legit
surprising.
haven't
No, that's
haven't
still surprising. You're one of the most memorable characters
I
of this last
appreciate that,
season.
man.
Seriously
Yeah.
are. I can't understand why you haven't got a phone call.
Uh I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they're too busy working, you know what I mean? I'm not sure. But I haven't gotten a phone call.
Well, I certainly hope that phone call comes.
I appreciate that, dog.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Or a spinoff. I could take a spinoff of your character. That's it's
What's the guy doing now, man? Is the guy did he grow up? You know what I mean? Did he get a
still
job?
driving the van.
Like
Yeah.
is he yeah, or is he like crunching numbers now and like a at a desk somewhere? No, I just haven't gotten a phone call, man.
No.
We'll see.
Outside of that, Y2K, did I see? Is that one of your upcoming ones?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Got a little part in that one too.
Yeah. That's a fun like I was one of the kids throwing a party that night,
That's dope.
so I'm looking forward to seeing what adventure happens in this. I don't know much about it. Is there anything you can say about that one?
Y2K. I don't know what I am allowed to say about that movie, but all I can say it was a blast. It was fun. Uh, shot out in like Jersey. You know what I mean? Like it was. It's gonna. How do I describe this without saying anything that I'm not legally allowed to? I think what you just said, where you're like, I was one of those people throwing a party around that time. That's that's who I guess like it's gonna
Mhm.
mostly resonate with. But the movie is open for everyone to enjoy. But I think it's gonna hit real hard for someone like you. If that's, I mean, I'm looking at all these posters behind you. You got, yeah. I mean, yeah, dude, it's gonna
Yeah.
pop off for you, man. You're gonna probably lose it with how hilarious and just bonkers that era was, man. It was
It was so
it was
silly.
fun, man.
The clock struck 12, and I am sure there was someone at the local power plant who said this is going to be hilarious, and they just flicked the switch really fast. Like
Yeah, dude, that's so crazy. Like it's like how often are they gonna keep coming up with those sort of like end of the world dates, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like I can't wait till let's see, what's the next one? Uh let's see, imagine like April 20th, 2069.
Right.
So it's gonna be 4/20/69. Can't you just like God, I hope I live long enough to how many years is that from now? It's 24. So
It's got
you
some
got
years, like
I hope I live long enough to see 4/20/69. I want to know what's gonna happen that day. What is gonna, are they gonna like vandalize the Hollywood sign again? Like what's gonna happen on 4/20/69?
we'll find
Oh man.
out.
Are Klondike's gonna bring back the Choco Taco for 4/20/69? I don't know. Something something. The McRib will come back in permanently, maybe on
Permanently
42069. That'll
all wadded
cause
up
the end
into
of
a
the
ball.
world. Yeah, it'll cause the downfall of civilization. Yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
Ice Age will emerge. I don't know.
We'll know in the future. In the meantime, self-reliance is so good. Eduardo, thank you so much for taking the time to talk about it. Seriously, man, this has been so fun.
Doug, thank you, man. I appreciate you, man.
And thanks to my guest. Also, thanks to you for checking out the episode in the series. Before you get out of here, hit that subscribe button. Again, you get 3 brand new interviews every single week. New one every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at right here on YouTube, or of course anywhere in podcast land, including iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podchaser, NPR, or WFPK.org as well. A great way to keep up with your favorite artists and discover new ones as well. Then after that, actually head over to WFPK.org. That's where I do a show Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern. It's an hour full of song premieres, music news, anniversary spins, bonus interviews, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern at WFPK.org. Consequence has your music and film news. You can also find me on the social media spots, Facebook, Instagram, mostly on Twitter. All 3 of them, the address is at Kyle Meredith. Do hope you like and follow along. That does it for another edition. I'm Kyle Meredith. I'll see you next time.